Hi, my name is Abigail Kirchmer, and this is my presentation for Block 3 of ITM. Today, we'll be talking about almost all things that involve IT, which stands for Information Technology. The work of IT plays a pretty significant role in everyday life, so I feel that it is important to go over some of the crucial parts. Today, we'll be talking about IT jobs, information security, and ethics in IT. These are all large topics, so we will again be going over the basic and fundamental parts. I will start my presentation discussing the main types of IT jobs. Before we talk about specific jobs, I think it is crucial that you understand what exactly IT is. IT is the study, design, development, application, implementation, support, or management of computer-based information systems. Let's now take a look at some specific types of jobs someone in the IT field would have. There are numerous types of jobs that could be held. On the screen, I provide a link that directs you to a long list of IT jobs, but even more could possibly exist. For this presentation, I'll explain on a very basic level 3 crucial and interesting IT jobs. The jobs we will be talking about are application developer, multimedia programming, system analyst, and web designer. To begin with, I will talk about an application developer. Application developers translate software requirements into a workable programming code and maintain and develop programs for use in business. The principal function of an application developer is to make computers perform specific tasks based on the client's specifications. Application developers work in a wide range of business sectors, including finance and public sectors. The next job I want to talk to you about is multimedia programming. A multimedia programmer works with different multimedia features such as text, sound, graphic, digital photography, 2D, 3D modeling, animation, and video to create a product such as websites or computer programs. Programmers are involved at various stages of the system lifecycle, including initial analysis, implementation, integration, testing, debugging, and support. The third job I want to talk about is system analyst. A system analyst uses computers to design new IT solutions, modify, enhance, or adapt existing systems, and integrate new features or improvements. The aim of a system analyst is to improve business efficiency and productivity. They examine existing business models, analyze system requirements, undertake product development, implement, configure, and test feasible solutions. The final job that I'm going to outline is web designing. A web designer plans, creates, and codes web pages using both non-technical and technical skills to produce websites that fit the customer's requirements. They are involved in the technical and graphical aspects of pages. Web designers might also be responsible for the maintenance of an existing site. The jobs that I have listed are just 4 of the many jobs that are available in IT. I encourage you to seek out specific jobs that interest you. For our next topic, we will be discussing information security. Information security, sometimes shortened to InfoSec, is the practice of defending information from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification, perusal, inspection, recording, or destruction. Information security is extremely crucial to our safety on the internet, and it is important that we have knowledge of this topic. There's 2 somewhat broad categories of information security. The first would be IT security are responsible for keeping all of the technology within the company secure from malicious cyber attacks that often attempt to breach into critical private information or gain control of the internal systems. The second category is information assurance, and that is the act of ensuring that data is not lost when critical issues arise. Aside from the 2 categories, information security is based off of 3 core principles. These 3 principles are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These 3 principles are commonly referred to as the CIA triad. Confidentiality means limiting information access and disclosure to authorized users. Integrity means that the data cannot be modified in an unauthorized manner, and availability means that information must be available when needed. There are many things information security that we could talk about, but our limited amount of time, I want to talk about a crucial and core part of information security. I want to talk about risk management. Risk management defines the areas of an organization's information infrastructure and identifies what information to protect and the degree of protection needed to align with the organization's tolerance for risk. Risk management is important to all business and entities to ensure security throughout. It is important to remember that risk management is an ongoing process that is repeated indefinitely. New threats and vulnerabilities emerge every day. Another important thing to remember is that even countermeasure availability cannot be used. Managing risk must balance between productivity, cost, effectiveness, and value of whatever is being protected. I have just given you a very basic overview of a very crucial aspect of the internet and your own security. The internet and data are wonderful things, but could potentially be very dangerous to a company or an individual without security measures. So in review, today we talked about IT security, information assurance, and the three core principles, which are confidentiality, integrity, availability, and then we talked about risk management. For my third and final topic, I'll be talking about ethics in IT. Like any part of a business, there are ethical standards and dilemmas that are faced within information technology. The growing use of technology is creating a rather unique set of ethical issues that require new moral choices from society. In my presentation today, we will discuss some of the ethical dilemmas that occur within IT, and then we will discuss what businesses are and should do to help combat these problems. The first ethical dilemma we'll talk about is computer crime. By definition, computer crime is illegal activities performed using a computer, and they include theft, financial fraud, embezzlement, online harassment, virus infection, and sabotage. A research report in 2000 by the FBI showed that out of all the businesses respondents, 85% had been victims of computer crime. This resulted in $265 million lost to computer crime in 2000. The next ethical dilemma we'll talk about is piracy, which is the illegal copyright of software, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Software piracy violates copyright agreements. In 2002, it was reported that the software industry in the United States lost $13 billion. Some argue that individual piracy is not unethical, but piracy has shown to be detrimental to small-scale businesses. This might eventually lead to closure of their business, or they will no longer have the incentive to create new software. The last ethical dilemma we'll talk about is job displacement. With the use of informational technology, companies require less manpower. There's an ethical dilemma with companies reducing their workforce due to information technology. Some believe that people who have lost their jobs due to this should be compensated, but small-scale businesses do not have the means to do this. The dilemmas I have just listed are just three of the many, many, many that are out there. In order to protect your company from some of the above threats and also ensure that your employees are being ethical, there are a few steps that should be taken. First, you need to ensure that data is secure. There should be electronic monitoring of employees, and finally, a code of ethics should be developed. A code of ethics simply describes the principles that organizations, employees, customers, partners, and stakeholders agree to follow. In review, today we talked about IT jobs, information security, and ethics in IT. These, again, are crucial aspects of the internet and today's society. The internet and data would not be possible without these three things. I hope that today you have learned a little bit more about the work and decisions that go into the vastly expanding field of information technology. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Thank you for listening.